Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Shittown Florida Man Power Ranking Podcast. I am NCR News Network, and as always, I am joined by my friend, partner, and co-host, Anthony Caruso.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you are right around the world, and welcome to the Florida Man Shittowns of Australia Power Rankings for this week.
Oh, it has been a doozy for Florida Man.
There have been some absolute acts of shithousery coming in from the land down under, and it's going to be rich. It's going to be plenty to go. And NCR, we can't do these episodes, as you know, without giving a special acknowledgement to our sponsors.
Oh, yes, we have a new sponsor, folks. This is a very important sponsor to us because they're a longtime friend to not only the community, but to both of me and Anthony. So let's thank them for their sponsorship and check out their new ad.
Does your bathroom feel dated? Do the tiles take you back to a bygone era? Have you lost the will to enjoy quiet time immersed in water? Then make sure you reach out for some Tub Time with Tina. Tub Time with Tina is the new premier interior design company specializing in turning your bathroom from drab to glam. With a wide range of products and services, you won't need to feel ashamed of your bathroom anymore. Book in Tub Time with Tina and let's make Tub Time party time. Outstanding.
Yes, she always has such lovely nail polish for Tub Time.
I noticed. So, yes, Tina, thank you very much for your support of the Florida Man Shittowns of Australia Power Rankings for this week. And if you need to get your bathroom renovated, go check out Tub Time with Tina.
And if you mention the promo code SUCKITCHILI, you get a free grout scraper.
Nice.
But before we start the ceremonial coin toss, we do have a special honorable mention from Florida Man.
Go for it.
Our favorite police impersonating Florida man, Jeremy DeWitt, has been sentenced to 88 months in the pen.
Oh, has he been done for impersonating a popo again?
No. Insurance fraud.
Oh, hang on. This isn't connected with the fact that he tried to get his insurance done without declaring that he is a registered sex offender.
No. This was from when him and Dylan were trying to run scam when Dylan was drunk, Dylan being his half-brother, and getting into an automobile accident while his body cam was recording. And
that's special.
And other various cases of trying to use being a police officer to get deals for insurance and automobile repairs.
Where's Blue Bacon when you need him?
Oh, I think Blue Bacon and Officer Vidler are partying with some Vaucluse bitches.
I would expect nothing less.
Now, as always, we have the ceremonial coin.
I have it here in my hands.
I'm going tails this week.
The call is tails, and it is a tails.
I think we're going to lead off with a kind of explosive Florida man.
Ooh, kabloomy.
A Florida man was charged for leaving a remote control explosive at a Florida casino. Yeah, he's definitely been playing GTA.
He definitely has. He's definitely been playing one too many games. Actually, I'll go one step further because I do know where remote detonators are incredibly useful in a video game. You ever played the game Blood?
No, I haven't.
Oh, they've got some very juicy remote detonators in that one. Go check it out. Old school.
Well, we actually have a pretty explosive story here.
Yep.
Brian Robert Eklund, age 46, left 2 remote-controlled incinerator explosive devices inside the men's room of the Seminole Hard Rock Casino in Tampa on September 29th, according to authorities. Now, I've heard of blowing up the bathroom, but usually that's after Chipotle. By the way, Chipotle, we will take a sponsorship if you want to pay us.
Absolutely. No reasonable sponsorship will go unrecognized.
But Brian was arrested on Wednesday and charged with 2 counts of possessing and throwing a projectile and placing discharging any destructive device in the state of Florida, and is currently in Hillsborough County custody. No word on bond, but I don't think he's getting out anytime soon.
Oh, I don't think he's going to be going anywhere. Let's see what happens with that. We now move on to number 10 for the shit towns of Australia. And, well, ladies and gentlemen, it's back. Number 10 is Port Pirie, still shit.
Oh, Port Pirie, will you ever learn?
Only when the local lake stops catching fire. NCR number 9.
Number 9. Florida man attempts to flee from police on foot, runs directly into telephone pole.
That's when you need the Benny Hill theme playing in the background.
Florida man slams into telephone pole while running from deputies who were busting him for drugs during a traffic stop. A Spring Hills man who was chased for having drugs in his car with a female partner. So Florida woman just joining him. Scott, go on.
Did Florida woman wrap herself around the same pole?
That's what I'm checking.
Oh, boy.
Scott Schwarzman, age 39, and Heidi Reynolds, age 36, were pulled over by deputies in Spring Hill, Florida 2 weeks ago, and detectives say they saw a rolled cigar containing a green leafy substance. I'm not surprised.
Excuse me, it was herbs.
It may have been hers, but how are you going to explain the 11 pills with the word Xanax written on them?
Oh, you mean they're not the ones that have got the little Mitsubishi logo on them?
No.
Oh, that's disappointing.
And 2 separate baggies with fentanyl residue.
Classy.
Deputies removed Scott from the car, from the driver's seat, and an unidentified passenger at the time being Heidi, where he decided to make a break for it and pulled a George of the Jungle, smashing right into the telephone pole.
George, the jungle, strong as he can be. Okay, I'll stop singing now. Hey, look, I'll use any excuse to rip out some presidents of the United States of America.
Hey, I'm cool with that. But after getting a search warrant on the 25th of October, they found multiple used syringes, new plastic baggies, cut straws containing residue, a digital scale, 2 separate baggies with more of a green leafy substance, 6 more baggies containing 40.5 grams of a crystal-like substance that was later tested to be methamphetamine.
Because of course it was.
He was charged with the following. resisting an officer with violence, possession of methamphetamine, possession of fentanyl, possession of Xanax, possession of marijuana, and had a bond set of $27,000. Reynolds was charged with trafficking in methamphetamine, possession of marijuana, possession of paraphernalia, resisting without violence. Due to the trafficking charges, she was held indefinitely without bond.
Oh God! Did the guy also gets charged with being a public nuisance after he wrapped himself around the pole? I mean, I could just see it like in one of those cartoons. He's running to the pole and his arms and his legs are just horizontal.
Feet don't fail me now. Bong.
Bonk, indeed.
Oh, Florida man, don't you ever change.
Oh, that's an early nomination for MVP.
Just for the sheer laugh factor.
Exactly. Oh, we better move on to it.
Number 9.
Number 9 for the shit towns of Australia. We head off to Geraldton in Western Australia, where a man has been accused of stealing 2.2 tons of frozen octopus. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you did not hear that wrong. 2.2 metric tons of octopus.
Now, would that be octopi or octopussies?
Oh, jeez. You know, that was a great movie I once watched, Octopussy. Man, I must have watched that movie twice.
Indeed.
Yes, now, unfortunately, the story is behind a paywall, but what we can tell you is that a 42-year-old man and a 52-year-old man from West End were charged with conspiracy to commit an indictable offence and will appear in Geraldton local court. Police say the theft of more than 2 tons of frozen octopus from a Geraldton wholesaler last week using a refrigerated hire truck was an inside job that had been planned for more than a month.
An inside job, huh?
There is actually a photo, if you go and look it up, there is a photo of the guy in a forklift driving the pallet of frozen octopus to a waiting truck outside.
Well, at least we know he's forklift certified, ladies.
Well, this is true, but that's a lot of octopus to steal. I mean, I'm not going to look, I won't judge. I like octopus, but not 2.2 tons of it.
I mean, I've never had it. I've heard it's a very, very rich tasting meat, but I can't eat that much, man.
No, I don't think anyone can. Let's go to number
Glenn.
We'll talk about Glenn a little bit in a later episode. Let's head on to number 8.
Number 8 takes us to the magical world of Disney, where a drunken Florida man was arrested and carried out wearing a spit mask.
Lovely.
Yes. A drunken Florida man caused a scene at Disney World and was arrested. According to authorities, a drunken Florida man caused a disturbance at the House of Blues in Orlando in the Disney Springs Resort and spat on deputies repeatedly before he was taken to jail. Oh, wow. This is even funnier.
Go on.
Domingo Pagan, age 47, faces multiple charges and has pled not guilty and has been sentenced to trial January 21st of 2025. This unfortunately stems from an arrest August 30th, where Orange County Sheriff's officers arrived to the House of Blues to deal with his shenanigans, where they got reports of him being drunk and disorderly. And at that point, he began to spit on the deputies. They placed a spit mask on him. He somehow got the mask off and continued to spit on them. He is now facing 2 counts of battery on a law enforcement officer resisting with violence, which are third-degree felonies. Also being charged with drunken intoxicated, drunken and intoxicated in public, a second-degree misdemeanor. Now, this isn't the first time that somebody has been a little too rowdy at the House of Blues, because in that same month, another Florida man was charged with criminal trespassing, disorderly intoxicate, and resisting without violence, August 9th. I think they're making the drinks a bit too strong there.
Just a little bit. This is the strongest thing to have ever come out of Disney World since the Disney on Ice scandal, where 3 Disney princesses were caught with about 20 grams of methamphetamine.
Hey. They were just holding it for Tinkerbell.
We all know she's a fiend, don't we?
I also think she flies.
Yeah. Well, indeed. Let's head on to number 8 now for the shit towns of Australia, and we head off to Kalgoorlie in Western Australia. We've got multiple stories for this one here. Actually, got 2 of them. So first off, a woman has sparked a vegetation fire after setting her own wheelchair alight. I mean, that's pretty special, but we got a real beauty for you here. A Gronk has been jailed for setting a Domino's worker's car on fire after demanding free food while drunk. Would you like to know the name of the gentleman?
I think we're obligated at this point.
His name, would you believe, is Clark Gable.
No. You gotta be shitting me here. Clark Gable.
I'm not shitting you. Clark Gable. Of course, it's not the Clark Gable, but yeah. This is special.
This is special.
Unfortunately, I can't get a photo of this version of Clark Gable. But still, well done, Clark Gable. In jail for setting a Domino's worker's car on fire.
You know, maybe he thought, I don't know if you've seen the ads, I don't know if they have it there, but they have this new thing called the free emergency pizza. Like, you order so many times from them, they give you a free medium. So maybe he thought he could get his free pizza.
Yeah, I feel really disappointed because he has sullied the good name of Clark Gable.
Both the actor and town do not approve.
I agree. Seriously, mate, you've been gifted a name, an amazing name. Stop stuffing it up for everybody else. Let's head to number 7.
Number 7 from Florida is a Florida woman.
Ooh.
Florida woman gives it her best shot. A Pensacola, Florida woman confronts a man at work, shoots, and misses. Yes, a Florida woman tried to shoot a former employee. I say former because he doesn't have that job anymore.
We hope not.
Well, a 28-year-old Pensacola, Florida woman is facing charges for shooting a man at his work. Micaiah Cole was arrested Monday afternoon on domestic violence charges, battery, aggravated assault, and assault with and weapons offenses.
Decent.
The crime took place at Timberlet's Lumber on West Michigan Avenue. According to reports, Cole arrived to the business, started an argument, hitting the man. Before other employees tried to come separate them, she grabbed her gun hold on. I think we could do that a little bit better. Anthony, you know where I'm going with this. So
I
other
think we know where
employees
we're
tried to
going with this.
separate. So the other employees tried to separate her, and then she pulled out her gun.
Oh boy! And is she now trapped in the closet?
She may not be trapped in the closet, but she was arrested and taken to the county jail, where she was set on bond for the low price of only $5,000.
Oh, come on. Come
I
on,
know.
people.
Although she does have the face of somebody that says, I will fucking do it again.
Oh, no. Show it. Let's see it. Is this like, is this going to be as bad as Goofy on the murder charges?
Oh, you tell me, buddy. If this will load up.
Oh, no.
Damn it, paywall.
They're not. Hey, get them off. Get them off. They're not a sponsor of the show. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Let me make this full size. Here we go.
She has got
Look
some
at her.
serious. She's got some serious intent in those eyes.
Those eyes only say one thing.
Oh, fucking do it again.
This is factual. This is factual.
I mean, I told you. She's
Yeah.
got the look that says, I'll fucking do it again.
Yep. Oh boy. Well, why don't we send her to RKO and Alligator and let's see if she'll say that again. We now head on to number 7 for Shitons of Australia, and we head off to Melbourne in Victoria. Another multiple stories, this one here. We start off first off with a Gronk stealing an Australia Post van containing voting slips. Yes, so this is an Australia Post van carrying votes that were done for postal voting at a council election. A couple of Gronks stole the van with the votes inside. All right, that's the first one. Then you had 3 teenage girls cause a flooding after they crashed their stolen car into a fire hydrant. I mean, that's pretty special. But if you want to have a nomination for the Golden Turd Award, asshole steal great-grandma's mobility scooter from a retirement village. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, police are hoping to reunite a Melbourne great-grandmother with her mobility scooter after callous thieves stole it from her retirement village earlier this month. June Whitney woke up on October 9 to find her $2,500 mobility scooter had been stolen from her retirement village along the Burwood Highway in Wantirna South. The 85-year-old stopped driving 2.5 years ago after suffering a brain aneurysm and mainly used the mobility scooter to collect her groceries from the shop across the road. Now she can't even do that because the distance is too far for her to walk and too short for taxis to accept the fare. I mean, seriously. Oh, it gets worse. She's a former nurse.
Oh, you know, I don't usually do this, but hey, Reggie, get the battalion ready.
I agree.
I don't care if you peck out their eyes. I don't care if they come back a little bit scarred but bring them back alive. They gotta go meet Woody.
I think they've got a free ticket to the Woody's Wood Chipper Emporium.
Oh yes.
Disgraceful.
That poor woman, I feel for her. I mean, my mom has some mobility issues, and if somebody was to do that to her wheelchair or her power chair, I swear, y'all gonna need some bail money for my ass.
Oh boy. Let's move on to number 6.
Number 6 has a bit of elements of your number 7.
Ooh.
A Florida man, Trump supporter, threatens an elderly Democrat with a machete.
Oh, we all love a machete, don't we?
Oh, yes. A Florida teen who supports Trump threatened an elderly Democrat with a machete. Caleb James Wilson, according to the reports, trying to intimidate two people, setting off an argument, according to police. The teenager, a Donald Trump supporter, got into a threatened two Kamala Harris supporters, including a 71-year-old man with a 2-foot-long machete. The local Republican chairman suggests the incident came in the woke argument causing Joe Biden's recent address to half of the nation, referring to all Donald Trump supporters as garbage. Caleb was charged with 2 felony counts of aggravated assault with a weapon on a person 65 years or older. He was also charged with misdemeanor counts of exploitation of a dangerous weapon, he is 16 to 17 years old, according to the reports. Because he's a minor, they're not going to give us the full details. But we have a picture of him with the machete.
Does he look anything like Danny Trejo?
No, but he does look familiar to somebody that we know and respect on this channel. He looks like the Aussie Party Kid.
Yeah, he does. He does look like Corey Worthington.
I mean, come on, mate.
That's rare. Shall we move on?
Yes, we shall move on.
Number 6 for the shit towns of Australia, and we head off to Rockhampton in Queensland. No, we're not going to Townsville, unfortunately, but we're not far away from it. So disappointing, but no, it's okay. Look, you're not far off anyway. A former greyhound trainer who filmed himself and his ex-wife sexually assaulting dogs had their dog ownership ban overturned. I don't understand how. Gareth John Miggins and his ex-wife, his now ex-wife, were done for bestiality and then had their dog ownership, they were banned from owning a dog, and that ban got overturned.
Jesus. You know me, I like my wrestling lore. Would it surprise you that the worst things that ever happened to wrestling, Vince Russo, actually pitched a character with that same kind of backstory?
You see, it's story suggestions or events like this that makes me think probably the only thing that they should have is a shoot one-on-one fight with Scott Steiner.
Now hold on. We gotta do the math on this. normally, when you get into a wrestling match, you got a 50-50 odds. But since Scott Steiner's a genetic freak, you got to add another 25%. So you got so it's 75, 25%. But since she's going to be involved, it makes it a 3-on-1. So she's got 25%, he's got 25%, and he's got his 25% plus his additional 25% for being a genetic freak. So that raises his odds to 33 1/3.
You just did Steiner maths.
Maths.
You know who else has been doing Steiner math lately? Bron Breakker.
Yeah. We just kicked Steiner math on this show for the first time. It probably won't be the last.
Oh, Jim. Hey, I'll tell you who'd appreciate it, Jim.
Jim would. But I listened to the Jim Cornette podcast, and he did a segment where he was reading a pitch that Vince Russo was pitching to DirecTV for a wrestling promotion called Bitch Slap, where one of the characters was named Beastie Alley.
Oh, dear God.
And her little dog Spunk. Who would come out to the song Rover Take Over.
And before we get this show demonetized, I think we better move on now to number 5.
Okay. Number 5. Florida man learns that police impersonation is illegal. And no, it's not Jerry DeWitt. Shocker, I know. But a Florida man learns the consequences of impersonating a law enforcement officer. A Florida man who, on October 15th in Hernando County, led the detectives in a investigation where he was driving a black Dodge Charger mocked up to look like a police cruiser. How so? Well, he had mounted lights, a mounted road bar, and attempted to pull over dozens of people.
Jeez.
Now, after the Hernando County Police Department were getting calls, they found the said vehicle and arrested him. He is now currently facing charges of police impersonation in the state of Florida.
I think Jeremy DeWitt's just made a new friend.
Oh, yes. Now, here's something most people don't realize. In the state of Florida, when it comes to police impersonation, the law is very, very specific on what it means. If you do anything to let the average person believe you are some form of law enforcement, you are charged with a felony.
Bye. Have a great time.
Florida, never change.
Indeed. Number 5, and it gives me no great pleasure to say we're heading off to Roebuck in Western Australia, where a girl has been pricked while picking up discarded needles at a primary school. This is disappointing. An Australian primary school has written to parents assuring them that they remain vigilant after a young girl was pricked while picking up a discarded needle on the school grounds. A young girl has been pricked while picking up a discarded needle at an Aussie primary school, prompting a letter to parents assuring them staff would remain vigilant in keeping their grounds safe. The Nightly reports the 8-year-old girl was jabbed while picking up the needle at Roebuck Primary School in Western Australia on Tuesday. The school principal wrote to parents that same day to advise them a needle and syringe had been found on the school grounds. The parents of these students have been contacted, and classroom teachers will speak to our students today about not touching anything they find on the ground and instead reporting it to a duty teacher. We will continue to be vigilant in keeping the grounds safe and secure. And we, as a public service, we should say as well, because we are responsible with this, the purpose of this important public health message is to reduce the incidence of sharing and reusing of rejected equipment, which aims to decrease the spread of HIV, hepatitis B, hepatitis C, amongst people who inject drugs and potentially the wider community, a health spokesman told Newswire. Very, very true words.
You know, listen, I can't tell you what to do. You're an adult. But don't fucking shoot up and leave your rigs at a fucking primary school.
Agreed. Yep.
I get very
100%.
passionate. I get very passionate when it comes to protecting children because they are the most, next to the elderly, the most vulnerable people in our community. And I hope they find this individual, and I hope we can show him Woody's new car presser.
Ooh, I've heard about this.
Yeah.
All righty.
We tested it on the Toyota Helix. We didn't crush the helix, but we did do some very, very bad external damage to it.
Did the Hilux drive away?
You know what? It turned over on the first turn.
See? The Hilux. It's unbreakable. You cannot break a Hilux.
Number 4. Florida man Uber driver has been fired after being caught on camera eating food, stealing food in customers' faces, and spilling over hundreds in yard decorations.
At least he wasn't putting his member in food.
That's true. But a Uber driver is being charged for allegedly spitting on customers, stealing their food, and stealing hundreds of dollars of Halloween decorations. Oh, guess where this takes place?
Oh, don't tell me Polk County.
Yes.
Oh, this is magnificent.
This takes place in Polk County in Bartow, Florida, the capital of Polk County. On October 30th, a Florida Uber driver was facing multiple charges of allegedly spitting on customers' faces, stealing their food, spitting on their food, and stealing several $100s worth of Halloween decorations while he was late night delivering in Davenport, again in Polk County.
Oh, that's good. That's very good. I mean, I got to say, we've just discovered who the sheriff of Polk County is, Grady Judd, and I bet you Grady's probably appreciating the publicity we're giving to Polk County at the moment.
Oh, it is my goal for this channel to get him on for an interview.
We got to do it. We got to make it happen.
I want to interview him for this channel so bad. I'm going to reach out to Polk County.
I think you should do it.
My 5-year plan is to get him to come on because he's been taking over TikTok, and he has something for the Polk County Sheriff's YouTube channel where he does morning briefings where he shames people with a cup of coffee.
Get him on. Let's get him on this podcast. This very podcast.
Oh, we will definitely do that. We're going to get him on here, or I'm going to do an interview with him, and I'm just going to ask him about the shenanigans that's been going on. The alleged Uber driver was arrested and is eligible, well, without bond.
He's been arrested without bond.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Oh man, this is a long story. I'm not going to go any further, but it's well worth the read, folks.
Oh boy. Number 4, we head off back to Sydney in New South Wales, and we've got a couple of stories here for you. First off, actually, two stories here. First off, a drongo accidentally sets himself alight while torching his getaway car following a public shooting. That's not entirely smart, but drongo cops chasing a motorcyclist get their car stuck on railway tracks with a train approaching. And I'm going to be more
coming.
And I'm going to be more specific. It happened in that fine, upstanding suburb called Mount Druitt. Yes, I am wearing my T-shirt that says I climbed Mount Druitt right now. Actually, it's not even a T-shirt. It's a stab-proof vest.
Mount Druitt. You guys are a special bunch.
Oh, Mount Druitt, indeed. Pictures show how 2 police officers came close to being wiped out by a train after their vehicle landed on tracks at Mount Druitt in Sydney's west. The officers were chasing a speeding trail bike before they lost control around a corner. The Highway Patrol unit was pursuing a motorcycle darting down Mount Druitt's George Street around 4:40 p.m. yesterday. The police car became stuck on the tracks with the 2 constables scurrying to safety right before a train barreled past. One track over, and it would have been a very different story. And just to rub salt in the wounds, the highway patrol car that got stuck on the train tracks, it was a BMW.
Oh,
That would have been very expensive.
was it a nice BMW?
Well, I mean, in terms of looks, it's a pretty stock standard BMW, but these ones come with the hooned up V8 engine inside the bonnet.
That would have just been a national tragedy.
It would have been indeed. Thankfully, as we said, it ended up on a set of train tracks that wasn't being used at the time, but if it went a little bit further, oh dear.
Oh, yes. We're happy and glad that the officers are safe and the car was unharmed.
Relatively speaking.
Well, the teasing won't be.
It'll be in the chop shop for some repairs, but it will be back.
Are you ready for my medalists? Because I have 3 medalists that you're not going to believe.
Oh, let's do it.
A Florida man was arrested for my bronze medal for yelling anti-Semitic slurs aimed at campaign workers at a polling place.
Classy.
Oh, yes. A West Palm Beach man is facing charges for voter intimidation after it was caught on camera by a news crew where he was yelling anti-Semitic slurs at the campaign workers at the polling place. Nicholas Fairley was recorded yelling at poll workers at a library who were doing early voting, where he made several anti-Semitic slurs and rants towards the workers. But not only that, I am very happy now that he's been arrested, according to one of the people there. He is now currently behind bars for the following: corruption, corruption interference of voting, with a hate crime enhancement charge added onto it. This all stemmed in the parking lot of him yelling anti-Semitic slurs. I am not going to read any of the slurs if they're in this article, but he was also charged with aggravated assault with a weapon this past July, and was, also yelling racial slurs.
Oh boy. Classy. Classy human.
May you be a shitheel all your life and a possible nominee for the Golden Turd.
Oh, this guy is up there for Golden Turd. Absolutely. Let's go to the bronze medalists for the Shitowns of Australia for this week, and we head off to Hobart in Tasmania. First off, a 13-year-old girl has been arrested after jumping on a cop car. A woman in a purple wig goes on a shoplifting spree. But our coup de grace. And, we had one returning story of a bestiality event that occurred. Guess what, NCR? The other one is back.
Oh, God, no.
Alleged fish effers accomplice faces court before changing out of his court clothes in public.
Oh.
2 Tasmanians have appeared in court accused of filming a viral video of an alleged sex act with a live brown trout. 55-year-old Ashley David Hallam and 58-year-old Catherine June Lee appeared in Hobart Magistrates Court. Hallam pleaded not guilty to 1 count of possessing and another of producing a bestiality product. Lee appeared via phone, while her lawyer requested a further adjournment on the charge of producing a bestiality product, to which she has not yet entered a plea. The charge relates to an alleged incident filmed by the pair sometime in 2022 or early 2023 and later shared online. Both will be back in court in January, I believe, as well. It was Ashley David Hallam who turned up to court, dressed in his court attire, and then decided, Ah, stuff it. I'm going to get changed in front of everyone outside the court right now into something a little bit more comfortable.
Please tell me he wasn't wearing I Got Crabs from New Orleans.
I can neither confirm nor deny that rumor, but I can tell you that the look of fear on the trout over this entire incident. One moment, I'm sorry, I have to share this. Oh God, I absolutely have to share this now.
That poor trout. He was forced to go bass to trout. Okay, I'm bringing it up.
The look of fear on that trout.
They did unspeakable things.
He's seen some shit.
They promised me I'd meet Long John Silver.
But hang on, you know what they haven't done? They haven't blacked out his face. Protect the victims. Protect the victims.
What the hell is wrong with you people? Why can't you protect that innocent trout? His anonymity is ruined now. He can never show his face in another school.
I think I broke second place.
Second place. A Florida man accused of using a samurai sword to attack his friend over Xbox.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious.
What was going on? Were they wanting to play Daikatana that badly? I mean, we all know how bad the game is.
A Florida man is accused of using a samurai sword to attack his friend over Xbox. Walter Grimes, age 25, is still on the run. He is on the run.
Name? What name? Walter Grimes.
Walter Grimes is on the run in Daytona Beach, according to the police. Grimes, age 25, was at the victim's apartment where they were hanging out, and they got Walter Grimes began to get upset after an argument took place while they were playing Xbox. The police told Grimes that about 2 years ago, Grimes asked the victim, when was he going to give him the Xbox? When he was told no, Grimes grabbed a samurai sword from the apartment and stuck the friend twice on the left side, on the upper shoulder. There were no other threats to the victim, and Grimes is still on the run. He did suffer a 3-inch laceration on the upper left chest and approximately 2 inches on his shoulder, the right, and small lacerations to the right knuckle. I have a picture of Mr. Grimes.
Oh, jeez. I'm scared. Right.
I mean,
Is he trying to be Bob Marley from Temu?
it's either Bob Marley from Temu or a very enthusiastic weeb.
Oh, that's funny. Dear,
Who is your silver medalist, my
Oh,
friend?
my silver medalist. We head off to Adelaide in South Australia. First off, a teen has been stabbed during a shopping center brawl between students of rival schools because why not? A security guard has been stabbed after chasing alleged Lego thieves. And clearly, there is something going on in Adelaide about people wanting to get stabbed because a Gronk has been jailed for threatening a teenage subway worker with a syringe.
What the hell's going on in
I-
Adelaide?
I have no idea. I don't know how to explain this, honestly. Nigel Fossey has been jailed for brandishing a syringe in a Paralawi subway robbery. Fortunately, it's behind a paywall, but yes, he pulled a syringe on a subway worker. No, that's not how you serve the chicken teriyaki.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. What was it with Adelaide today? Over the week, they just have a random obsession with, stabby things.
I don't
Oh.
know, but I have no words. But my number one, my gold medalist, is also a nominee, not only for the wood chipper, but also the golden turd of the entire episode. Florida dad accused of attempting to sacrifice babies for supporting Prop 4. I repeat, a Florida dad attempted to sacrifice babies for supporting Prop 4.
Jeez.
Yes. I cannot find the news story on Reddit. However, there is enough of it where I can read it from the Reddit page itself that this Florida dad was trying to sacrifice babies because he is against Prop 4. And I believe it's a pro-choice bill. A woman came and stopped him at the nick of time when she rang his doorbell. We actually have the Ring doorbell footage.
Oh, dear God.
I'm going to bring it up here because we're going to watch this footage because I want people to see this alleged asshole. Make it full screen so everybody can see.
Brace yourselves.
Thank you. You kindly.
You want baby sacrifice, okay?
Yeah, I vote for women's rights. I will stand up. I have daughters. I'll stand up for women all day. A man should not even have a choice about a woman's body. We should not even be able to vote yes or no. It should be up to them. Take on that on out of here. Yeah, well, I vote for women's rights. Y'all could go ahead and keep on moving.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, you support women's rights by wanting to sacrifice children. Look, I'm not going to get into the whole pro-life, pro-choice. Look, you're adults, make your own decisions. But don't sacrifice babies.
But you, sir, are an asshole. Oh, God. No, if you thought that your nomination deserved it for the Golden Turd, wait till you hear mine, because I think my one is going to win the Golden Turd this week. We got a real doozy for you. The shittest town for Australia for the week ending the 3rd of November 2024 is Cairns in Queensland, where a 5-year-old Japanese tourist has had their skull fractured after a 14-year-old F-wit threw rocks at a train.
Ugh.
2 more teenagers have been granted bail, accused of being involved in a rock-throwing incident that left a 5-year-old boy with a fractured skull. Police allege the boy was hit in the head with a tennis ball-sized rock that was thrown through an open window of the Kurunda Scenic Rail tourist train as it passed through a Cairns North intersection on Saturday afternoon. The Cairns Children Court heard the injured boy and his family were visiting from Japan and were unable to return home until he was cleared to travel. The boy is flown from Cairns to Townsville University Hospital to receive further treatment, but has since been discharged. Police prosecutor Taylor Reedy on Thursday told the court it was very fortunate no one else was injured. 2 boys aged 14 and 13 were granted bail on Thursday afternoon, each charged with endangering the safety of a person and a vehicle with intent. This is where it gets worse. The 14-year-old was on probation at the time of the alleged incident and had been reasonably compliant with its conditions, the court heard. Well, clearly not compliant enough. The court also heard the 13-year-old had experienced trauma over the past year, including the death of a family member. That 13-year-old has had no criminal history, but was accused of being part of a group that allegedly robbed a man at a Cairns Central Shopping Centre. I believe we had that story earlier this year. The 13-year-old was also charged on a separate incident in which he and others allegedly broke into a Cairns waterfront restaurant, vandalized the premises, and tried to steal from a cash register. It does look like he perhaps needs to stay away from this crowd. Both teenagers were granted conditional bail, including a ban on being in contact with alleged co-offenders. And in total, 4 boys have been charged over the rock throwing incident. A separate 14-year-old was remanded in custody. A 15-year-old was granted bail on Wednesday. Both are due in court on November 28th. I mean, we know that Queensland have had a massive problem with youth crime, and this just clearly shows that there is a lot of work that needs to happen. I'm going to stop short of saying they need a visit to Woody's Wood Chipper, but they definitely deserve a nomination for the Golden Turd.
Oh, yeah. I would like to send them to my wayward camp for troubled youth at Camp Crystal Lake, where Councillor Voorhees has been making a lot of improvements, and we do have a lot of open bunks lately.
That might be useful.
I mean, why? Why give them bond?
Especially when one of them was already out on probation.
I feel these kids aren't going to learn a lesson from this one. I expect to see them in the near future back here on the shit towns of Australia.
And all they're going to do is make sure that Cairns become as a regular visitor from Queensland as Townsville.
Well, that is the listings of the shit towns of Australia and Florida Man for this week. And what can we say? But this has actually been one of those rare weeks where we don't have any hardcore nudity.
I know. People have been keeping their clothes on for a change.
Maybe it's the weather's getting colder. I don't know.
Well, the weather's getting warmer down here, so I'd expect it to be happening more down here. But we did have the return of some bestiality.
That is true. And Timu Bob Marley is still on the run.
Absolutely. Now, before we go, a couple of special announcements, of course. Over the next coming weeks, we'll have some further sponsorships coming through. I was about to say something else there. But yes, we have some more sponsors coming on and showing the popularity of the show. And not only that, I believe we're going to have some special guests over the next couple of weeks.
Yes, we will have some guests joining us for the Shit Town Florida Man Power Ranking. I can confirm 2 of the guests that we will have right now. You guys love him from the Nightcap Nation, the captain himself.
Yeah.
And from really cool news site, the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, Jim Finch.
Now, is really cool Rose going to come along to make sure that Jim doesn't lose himself?
I don't know. I haven't spoken to her yet, but I do believe we will have him on by himself.
Outstanding.
I am NCR News Network.
I'm Anthony Caruso.
Be well, be safe, and we'll see you guys next time.